see how you were grooming her?
That's why I use opening music. Yes, the signs are everywhere. Literally the opening music says "freak like me." Come on now.
A child.
No, I see that. I see that.
Gilded Pooh is the only person that should get any sort of credit for this. Any other retard that
Hey, even Chris is here.
tries to take credit away from Gilded Pooh needs to be strung up by their Achilles tendons. Got me?
I had no like ill intent with trying to communicate with a minor in a sexual manner.
Welcome to
What?
yet another
Great intro.
episode of a series I like to call Nobody Lolcows.
And hello, Hatsui, welcome.
That is to say, lolcows you've never heard of, thus the name. And in today's installment, we will be talking about a Charles Jones, aka Nvrth, whom we will be calling throughout the remainder of this video, Chuck. And speaking of Chuck,
Shuck. I'm here, thank you for saving us. You're welcome, Cloudy. I love you, Cloudy. It has the voice. It truly has.
let me put a face to the name. This is Chuck's face.
Get that ugly, disabled freak away from me.
Before I get
He sounds and looks special.
accused of doxing, I'm gonna say two things real quick first. Number one, I don't particularly give a shit about protecting the anonymity of some dude who groomed kids on the internet.
Good work animating for a music video. Oh, that's cool.
Number two, that photo was not gotten through some weird nefarious hacker
I want the bent overhead.
means. He posted that
And Alabajangawamba.
himself on Twitter. Now, as far as how his name was acquired, that didn't require any sort of malicious hackery tricks either. The fact of the matter is, Chuck has made the same
Hey, Pudgy. Welcome. Welcome to Pain. And hello, Odin. Interesting fact, I saw North in the Dance Burst server. This all kind of came to the head right as that stuff was happening. In fact, he was supposed to debate Dance Burst when the allegations came out. Oh no. Oh no.
same mistake that many other people, including myself, have made.
Why
And
are
that
these people everywhere? Watching a Gilded Pooh vid on Do feels like a fever dream right now for some reason. Yeah, what?
is attaching your name, your real life name, to an online handle you have used. And so to fully understand this, you need to understand that Nvrth has had multiple aliases online. And so to give you a really brief overview of exactly how bad he was,
Remember, if you posted your selfie online, it will stay on the internet forever.
at protecting his real life name, here is his Steam account. And note the
Gilded Pooh when.
fact that the name
Oh god. North is fam. Oh, yeah, literally.
of the account is North is Fam. Here is an Instagram account with the exact same name. And if you look at that image, you will notice that that image matches an old Discord account that he had made just a year prior called
no.
Nvrth that uses
The internet is indeed scary. That's why we're all here. Don't say Gilded Pooh. It sounds like a ship name. Matsui, why would you say this?
the exact same profile picture. And on top of all of that, Chuck
Is there a West and F's too? You know what? Probably Mazo Mouse. They are somewhere out there.
created a profile through the website Nvrth. I don't know what that website is or what it does or anything, but the point is he uses the handle North is Fam, and at the end of the bio writes Nvrth. And if that isn't deeply autistic enough for you, here is actually a screenshot of his
Can you put images on your stream overlay so I can send a funny for the stream? Yes, I can. Oh no. I'm scared when Yen says funny.
his Discord profile, wherein he links his North is Fam Spotify account and his Steam account of the same name that I had actually just showed you a screen cap of mere moments ago. And at this point, you might be saying to yourself, well, Gilded Poo, that doesn't really prove how anybody acquired his real name. All that proves is that North is Fam and Nvrth are not two different people. And to that I'd say yes. And the reason I'm establishing that first is because
Aber das ist a Femboy, you all have been tricked. It's a male avatar indeed. Chat is discovering it's a Femboy. It's out. The secret is out.
Nvrth, aka Chuck, in his infinite wisdom, decided it would be a bright idea to make a Pinterest account where he puts his real name attached with the handle North is Fam. But of course, it wasn't the only time he did it. He also did it with Snapchat.
Fine. No whimsy. You didn't send me one without background.
And even managed to do this relatively recently on chess.com. And while we're on
chess.com. Not chess.com.
On the subject of names and faces, as of September 8th, 2020, our buddy, our pal Chuck, lived in Bend, Oregon. And I know that because he's...
The fire in Eugene, Oregon might spread to my city. Very concerning if I say so myself. Yeah. Yeah, that's not good. Me too, actually. I live in Salem and evac might happen a year. Hope you make it safely. I'm going to Bend, my city. Is a good decision due to how serious fire law enforcement is there. They might get the Coast Guard there as well and help clear out the fire. I saw it too when I went off from Portland when we went to the coast of the trip.
Said it himself on Twitter. And now that we got that out of the way, I'm sure that there's a...
Pumpkin just wants to interact with chat, yes. Hi, Blue, and hi, Gray. Welcome. Nah, I blame Yen. It's Yen's fault. Yen L.
Of people out there expecting me to go straight into the fucking grooming allegation and the pedogate allegation that quickly follows it. But I'm not going to do that today. I hate this motherfucker. I have hated this motherfucker for years. And so, because of that, what we're going to do is go through every single possible...
I love the spite.
Fucking thing that is wrong with Chuck. And then you will have a complete and total understanding of how this guy is a complete...
How are we seconds into the stream and North has the worst obsec conceives? It do be like that. It do be like that. I appear in this video. Oh, Yen even has an appearance. I'm excited.
Piece of shit in every conceivable way possible. But regardless, today's drink, Wild Turkey Rare Breed, good shit, and that is provided to me by my gracious Patreon supporters. And for as little as $1 a month, you can generously destroy my liver so I don't have to make these videos ever again. Become an anti-fan today.
You know what? This is so based.
So who is Chuck? Well, it didn't take a sleuth to figure out that Chuck would be inspired by a group known as Zoophile Police, because he says it himself.
No, not the Zoophile Police, no.
Actually, in an interview.
What initially drew you to Lyo's community, and what were your expectations?
Where am I? Welcome, Gilded. Welcome. Welcome to pain.
Going in?
Well, what drew me to the community was I obviously previously stated when...
Oh, why do they call themselves Zoophile Police Department? This is so fucking cringe.
CPD was around.
So the question is, who is the Zoophile Police, and why does that matter? Here's a clip from the Zoophile Police's YouTube account where they're kind of introducing themselves and their new venture into going after pedophiles.
I'm Perryton, the current...
Why are they named Zoophile Police then? And not Pedophile Police. What the fuck?
Lead admin and account owner of Zoophile Police. If you're watching this video,
Hey! What's we? Thank you. I don't know what to type here, so I have some boobs. Thank you very much. Always appreciate the boobs.
probably considering becoming a pedo buster. Awesome.
No. No, I haven't.
Hello, I'm Lyo Convoy.
Of course. Of course. Of fucking course.
And I'm a commentator / the bad cop, much like
Oh, the pain. I'm the bad cop.
informants and whistleblowers. I collect and disseminate information about predators online.
Well, hello. I'm Shiloh, and I'm a victim advocate. When
Not the victim advocate.
victims of serial predators come forward about being abused, I'm the one in charge of helping them get the resources to seek justice.
Hello, I'm Gilded Pooh, and this is fucking gay. Now,
Speaking the truth.
something that I completely neglected to mention that I should mention here is that Zoophile Police Department account, although still an account...
Zoophile Police. 204 videos. Lolly Police and why they disappeared. What the fuck was the Lolly Police? Welcome to pedo busting.
that's public on YouTube has not been active in over 4 years. In fact, the video that I just
It's really something like, hi, I'm Shiloh and I'm a victim advocate.
clipped to you is actually a video that was released in June of 2020 and is the oldest video on the account. In other words, what Nvrth was saying in that interview was he was inspired by the Zoophile Police when they were new 4 years ago.
Ay. That can only end well.
And the reason, by the way, that I'm stopping everything to point this out here is because not only do I want to give you a consistent timeline, but more than that, the date of that video from Zoophile Police will matter a little bit later in the video. Now, I do find it a little weird from an almost autistic standpoint that a group named Zoophile Police would go after pedophiles without renaming themselves like, I don't know, Pedo Zoo Police.
The Pedo Zoo Police. Maybe only because it's stupid and Zoophile Police sounds better. You know? Maybe it's just for... Or because they're all furries. I don't know.
Or something, but doesn't matter. The point is that this is very ironic because Chuck, just prior to becoming inspired by the Zoophile Police, self-identified as a zoophile.
The number
What? Listen, I am a zoophile. I'm so inspired by the Zoophile Police. What?
of mentally retarded is increasing.
Yeah, that's what his symbol is. That's really fucking cringe.
The Greek letter zeta is commonly used as a symbol by zoophiles to identify themselves to others. The symbol has been in use since at least early 2001 and it is often seen in usernames and bios on social media platforms like Twitter. The symbol Zeta is also associated with the Zeta Group, an official zoophile right activist organization that adopted it as a logo. Red.
Bro. But, you know, he's a furry, so...
Had to deal with server bullshit for a second. God, I hate the server bullshit.
Kind of makes sense. Regardless, it was around this time that our buddy Chuck decided to join the Fox Mafia, which is very likely not
Oh, every time I hear the Fox Mafia, it's never good. It's never good.
a coincidence given the fact that the Fox Mafia was ran by a furry named Kaz Warfox, who is also listed as an admin on the Zoophile Police
Oh, Cass.
Department YouTube account. The Fox Mafia was basically the same as the Zoophile
I need you to understand that they have a magazine. They have a Zoophile magazine, dude, on Twitter. Not the Zoophile magazine. Why? Why can't they not just jump backward down a cliff into a rocky field of beautiful flowers?
Police. They did the same shit. I've done videos on Kaz Warfox and Fox Mafia. I'll link them below. Whatever. But the point I'm getting at here is that it's very interesting that this person that self-identified as a zoophile decided to be inspired by the Zoophile Police, so much so that he joins a furry server who...
Not the virtuous zoophiles! Yeah, listen, maybe he's one of those zoophiles that really hates zoosadists, you know? Maybe he's one of those.
Whose claimed goals is to go after pedos and zoophiles. Meaning that apparently what was actually happening is that Chuck was using the Fox Mafia as a troll shield. That is to say, they go after degenerates, so he, a degenerate, went into their server.
Ah, I can't be a degenerate because I'm in here. 07 from the Sovereign Nation of Putopia. welcome, Putu. Todd Nickerson weeps. Not Todd Nickerson.
As to maybe minimize the amount of people that would look his direction. And while we're on the subject, I should add here that that's a little bit of an optimistic take. And the reason I say that's optimistic is because, as it turned out, Kaz Warfox and many of the people that were in his inner circle were all degenerates. So
What a surprise. What a surprise. Degenerates nowadays? Crazy.
The question is, was he really trying to use them as a troll shield, or
is he just stupid?
did he just find camaraderie? I guess. I guess that's the real question. And so ultimately, this is where I met Chuck, in Fox Mafia. And from day one, instantaneously, I hated this guy's guts.
I love the pettiness here.
And the thing is I wish I had access to his Twitter accounts in the past, because holy shit, it's not just the fucking zoophile symbol. This motherfucker was doing reviews on pornography.
Review account of some obscure movies / Mondo films, gore mixtapes. Not safe for live content, 18+, massive trigger warnings, submissions, DMs open, main account, no. Ugh.
That was of a very, shall we say, fetishized nature.
I'm so confused. How is your hair dark and the beard ginger? That confuses me so much.
Tumbling doll of flesh.
Oh. Trigger warning, not safe for word, porn, light BDSM, gore, torture, necrophilia, and rape. Oh, thank God there's just light BDSM.
Review, Twitter warning / content warning, NSFW, porn, light BDSM, gore, torture, necrophilia, and rape. Oh boy. The movie is directed by Tamakichi Inaru, which is known to be an extreme movie director to focus on women being
Irish genes, and that's normal for American men, okay. I just do not understand how American beards work.
mutilated / kill. Other movies you may know that were made by Tamakichi are Women's Flesh, My Red Guts, Hahako.
Ah, the classic, My Red Guts, you know, and Suicide Dolls, classic.
And Suicide Dolls. Who does he think knows this kind of shit?
Now granted, that
But everyone knows those. Those are classics, aren't they?
Itself isn't necessarily a problem.
Apparently genes for facial hair are not the same genes that control head hair, so some people have contrasting colors as a result. I am really becoming an educational channel here.
Given all the other stuff that's already mentioned up to this point, I think you can see where I'm coming from. I think you can see that this is a bit of an issue, right?
The light BDSM is the bandages holding the poor lady together.
And while we're on the topic of Chuck's Twitter account, I guess I should also tell you about the time that he made a series of tweets proclaiming that he called CPS on his own mother.
This is
what?
My abusive mom. Say hi to her. And he's got a screenshot here that says from his mother, payment for what? Us doing work for
I'm so happy. One time I do not have to read.
you. Shut the fuck up. You barely do your chores as it is. And when you do, it's done.
Mom, pay me for my chores. You want me to bring out the trash? Better pay $10. My mom would have given me the wooden spoon.
Unhalf-assed. Why would he post this? I even called CPS and
I call. Holy crap, that's really bad. I wish you the best of luck trying to make her better or move out if you didn't already. How dare she not pay you for your chores? I even called CPS. And now they literally have a Ring doorbell because of it? What? Excuse me?
now they literally have a Ring doorbell because of it.
Now, before I
Also, I'm like 4th generation American. My family where Irish immigrants are. You get the Irish beard. National treasure.
Move on to the next topic. I want to point out that the Twitter thread regarding his mom and how she's so abusive for daring to ask him to do fucking chores was authored in 2019, which would make him about 16 years of age at the
Bruh. With 16? I called CPS on my mom. I called CPS on my mom. She fucking makes me do chores. Fuck. Oh fuck, I have top chat on again. One day I will remember to not have only top chat on.
the time of authoring those tweets. The reason I point this out is twofold. One, because I think it's funny, and two, I want to establish a pattern of behavior, because trust me, him going on Twitter and crying about how he's the victim of slavery because his mother won't pay him for getting up off his ass to do literally anything is not the first time that Chuck—
Listen, my mom always just said not complaining is payment enough.
has ever played the victim on the internet. In fact, he'll continue to do this into his 20s.
My mom would have made an honest man out of me if I called CPS on her. But my ass would have been on the street.
As we will establish later on as this video progresses. And on top of all of that, of course, this motherfucker has a YouTube channel. And what was he talking about on that YouTube channel? Pedophiles.
Oh yeah, I was about to say, it's probably pedophiles and degenerates.
Files and zoophiles. I mean, of course he was.
Ironic.
And whatever, moving on, this guy would also use his Twitter account, not unlike many other YouTube creators, to advertise for his YouTube account. However, unlike most YouTube creators, he would post femboy bait. But he...
You know what? You know what? That's how you get them. That's how you get them. You see them thighs and you just drawn in. Wouldn't have made it to calling CPS. Vlad is a fool ginger, don't believe his lies. Hello, Lio.
Didn't just do that, he did furry femboy bait.
What? Listen, this is my favorite.
And then if that wasn't bad enough,
Femboy thigh saves life. Listen, how else would you advertise? Just glad I finally got the haircut. Oh, you don't have a mullet anymore? Damn.
Made really unhinged and weird fucking clips to advertise for his channel on Twitter.
Can you believe it, guys?
What?
Just
no fussy. This next Friday.
a week away.
No.
It's in a week. Woohoo! I am so happy about this information. Just a week away.
But I
Femboy reviewing Femboy. Not only is Vlad ginger, he has a mullet too. Never had a mullet. You definitely had a mullet. Come on now. Pooh. Don't lie to me. Don't lie to me.
Recognize that many of you watching now very well may be porn-brained incel virgins that don't really see the big deal in a grown adult LARPing as a femboy. And you know what? I guess I could see where you're
Totally lying, he wasn't even a femboy. How dare he lie?
coming from. But the problem with that, of course, is because at one
Hey, Falgi. Welcome. Welcome to More Degenerates.
point, he actually named his Twitter Cumcat Demon. Not sure.
I believe in Comcat supremacy. The Comcat. No.
Why? It's kind of weird, but regardless, he did it with the same femboy bait. But you see, it's not just femboy bait, it's also jail bait, given
Wait till you hear about Gilded's extensive flannel collection. I did a whole video where I opened the video debunking the mullet allegation. You cannot debunk the mullet allegations. You had definitely had one.
the fact he was actually 17 at the time of posting all of that. And so if you didn't catch the scent of desperation in the air from that, understand that this guy wanted attention by any means possible.
No. What gave it away? What gave it away?
To the
Also, fuck, I think I have the exact same flannel.
extreme of
I can't believe he has the lesbian flannel.
stealing credit from other content creators for shit he had nothing to do with at all. And the thing is, he didn't just do this once or twice. He did this numerous times with numerous people. But let's start with me. He said this in another clip from the same interview I showed you earlier.
I was basically involved with the suspicion of Coyote Lovely talking to Sir Karl 3 days before Gilded Pooh's video.
God, why does he sound so special? So, he was ahead of Gilded Pooh. I am a lesbian. See, we have so much together, Pooh. We both love women.
Les Louise on Coyote Lovely over the fact that I was talking to him about it in Discord DMs after Gilded's video on him. And this was also the same day that I discovered what Kiwi Farms was, but besides the point.
I discovered what Kiwi Farms was. Crazy.
So what's interesting to note right up front is he claims that
I have the lesbian flannel, the hoes keep trying to take them. Listen. Listen, hoes love a good flannel.
found out about Coyote Lovely a few days prior to my video dropping, which is, by the way, complete and utter bullshit. I was, quite literally, the only person, aside from some Kiwi farmers, that was at all discussing this in any capacity.
Nah, he said it first. He definitely, North definitely knew it first.
And it's important to note, by the way, that I said except for some Kiwi farmers, because he tried to make the claim as well that he discovered Kiwi farms, you know, a few days prior to me releasing the video, where I primarily sourced Kiwi farms.
Nah, he totally didn't discover Kiwi farms from the video. No. Bad faith. God, what an idiot.
Fast forward to November of 2023.
Oh, for the Yen Easter egg, I'm in the cool man part with the black and white profile picture. I will keep my eyes open. I need to find all the Easter eggs.
I joined the Fox Mafia to spread awareness that there might be a possibility that Coyote Lovely was helping Sir Karl and having children.
I joined the Fox Mafia, you know, to spread awareness because I was the only one who knew.
To go into Telegram chats to basically fix their paraphilias, but
to fix the paraphilias. The only way to fix them is to jump.
reality, they were having Sue files and Sue sadists to turn these children.
Can you add more Lewis McClung mouse spinning? I need something for the ADHD. The only thing you get here is videos of jellyfish.
Into props and then becoming Sue files themselves. And once I showcased that to Cass, he will skip over the thread that I give to him, and it got swept under the rug.
It got swept under the rug. I can't believe it.
Said anything a few days prior to my video. He didn't say anything about any of it until November.
No, in his mind he did. He's
just straight up fucking lying here, trying to take credit for shit that I did. And then he brings up those backwards dealings with Zerkalo and Coyote Lovely, which is interesting because those are what I mention in my video, lightly.
I can't believe Pooh stole this from North. North didn't totally watch the video and was like, no, that was actually me.
That I link to in the description.
He has the Dan Burst talking points, yeah. You know what? Maybe it's just Dance Burst. But Dance Burst was him with a voice changer.
That were links to Kiwi Farms that he says he found out about that day, 3 days prior to my video, but in November, despite the fact my video was made in August. However...
Interesting. God, what a retard.
If it wasn't obvious enough that he was trying to take credit for literally the entirety of the Coyote Lovely shit, that's okay, because he did a completely random live stream where he makes that even more obviously apparent that that is what he's trying to claim.
Fucking Pizza got credit for...
Hey, Pizza mentioned.
like the Coyote shit. When I initially called out Coyote, like
I initially called out Coyote. It was me.
Publicly for like the Sarkalo shit during November, by the way.
I don't know.
During November, when Pooh's video was in August. Was in September. Okay.
Why he keeps bringing up November. My video came out in August. And I keep pointing out that my video came out in August because he cites the same Kiwi Farms thread that I used as a source.
Oh, he just accidentally found the same ones. Do I think the funniest thing is North messaged me the day before his ass got exposed, but because I don't check my message request, I didn't even notice. Amazing.
But claims he found it independently days before my video dropped.
Foggy, you could have either saved him or made him worse.
So it's very evident to me that there's only two possibilities here. And neither of those possibilities are that he didn't see my video, because he absolutely did. So option A is that he forgot completely when the video was uploaded onto the internet and just said November, because that's when all the Coyote Lovely stuff really actually
I was the first one in November. Trust me, guys.
Broke down. The other option, of course, that is actually just as possible, is that he hadn't even seen my video until November, and just assumed it...
You know what? I can actually believe it. He just assumed he saw the video in November, didn't even check when it was uploaded, and was like, yeah, I knew it before, Pooh.
Was released in November, as opposed to just scrolling down and looking at the date. Either probably
you can't expect the poor tart to be that smart. Come on now. It's too much work.
Would explain why it is he's saying all the shit that he's saying here. However, neither explanation will make sense of his claim that he was the very first one to go after Coyote Lovely publicly. That, of course, is absurd nonsense.
He hated Coyote before it was cool.
Complete lie, and he knows that. And that's why in his first interview with that one guy, he cited me. That's why he mentioned me. That's why he made it a point to say he read all of that on Kiwi Farms mere days before my video dropped. He knows exactly what he's doing.
Listen, he just accidentally saw the exact same threads. The exact same posts. He used to be an NLAS server and was in a call with North before he got busted. Oh no. Oh no, Gray, no.
He's being a malicious retard. It doesn't end there. Another good example is him claiming that Lio should have personally thanked him for getting rid of Hopeless Peaches.
What? I followed the Peaches story. I never heard North mentioned in that. What? Excuse moi? You know, he probably played a very, very important role in that, and I just didn't pay attention. Listen, let's hear him out. Let's hear him out.
Lio should have thanked me for getting rid of that fat fucking beached whale.
Thank you for what exactly? What the fuck did you do? As far as I know, you didn't really do much of anything. I mean, except perhaps that one time that you wrote up this really shitty hit piece on Pizza, accusing him of being both a Nazi fur and like a feral lover or something.
What? Excuse me?
Some shit, which really only resulted in you getting belly flopped on by the beached whale in question.
I do wanna continue.
No. You cannot make me agree with Peaches. You cannot make me agree with Peaches. Come on now. Peaches tripped on her own stupid and exploded, literally. If Pooh now shows a clip where I fucking agree with Peaches.
This line of questioning though, because no, if you want to go after predators, right?
Well, I'm already taking a break from that, but
Okay, but the point is that you did it to like.
Also, what I didn't mention, he stole my beached whale line. I called her that in my Peaches video. Damn, even the insults get stolen. That's lazy.
Get after actual predators, right?
You take the moon.
Right.
That was a long time for right, so I'll give you the benefit of the doubt.
I hate her voice. I hate her voice. How could people be in VCs with her?
Just think that your one brain cell died for a moment rather than reading into that. But like, if you want that,
And hello, Raider Fox, welcome.
You realize that your main fucking thing is the fact that you need credibility? So when you go here and you make a whole fucking schizo post about how Peaches again.
Pooh, I hate you for making me agree with Peaches. I take that personal.
Just to quote properly, because apparently you're really pissy about it. By Pete's standards, he's a Nazi fur and baby fur, and he goes to like meet people who are.
How many people are in this VC?
To feral and stuff. Like, why do you think that that would help anything? Do you have actual proof of that?
Oh.
That you go. Do you have proof? Please, if you may, gallery.
Yes, Pimenta, Peaches really does have that, actually.
Context is right there. Put in the fact that he follows all of these people, and put in proof that he goes to find them.
He said
to hang out with
no.
them.
Holy shit.
But what the fuck did he just?
He said no. He said no. He doesn't have it.
No. Okay. So then why are you posting it? Why are you posting this big old thread?
Yeah, Lio, why haven't you thanked North for getting rid of hopeless Peaches? Ungrateful.
Which apparently yesterday you had a conversation about.
He single-handedly got rid of hopeless Peaches, don't you know? Oh no.
To take part of it down. But the part right underneath, by the way, just so everyone else who isn't looking, right underneath the one that you deleted is the, by Pete's logic, he's a Nazi for a baby fur and goes to hang out with all these creeps and feral lovers.
It was about one of Pizza's IRL friends.
The video, the music is very matching to what's happening there. Very good match.
When I basically go from calling them from what they matched with the fursuit, knowing that I thought they'd be to be a Nazi fur or a baby fur.
Okay. Did you not think, while going back to the thread, that maybe you should take the whole thing down, especially since you had to take a part down that apparent, against one of the people who you were calling a Nazi fur and all of this stuff. If you had to take that part down, why did you not think?
I still love about the time Lumi tried to humiliate me in VC and I called them out for being stupid in a previous VC. Then it was wild. Had North been born Australian, he would have solo won the Great Emu War. Yes, and no one would have given him his medal. The only thing I thank North for is if he turned his own brain into a shotgun slushy. Based.
Maybe the whole thread has to go.
Do show him the Nautilus clip I made. I want Leo to see it. Yeah, send it me again so it's right above. Because I don't want to scroll through everything you sent me now.
Because some of the things in that thread with Cass is correct, actually.
Okay, but I'm asking because literally the next tweet is you saying.
Literally the next tweet.
By all this logic, Pete's is a Nazi fur and he goes to hang out with people who are into feral.
Honestly, yeah, you're actually correct. I actually think doing a little bit of backtracking with that thread is actually...
Oh god, shut up, you all sound so stupid.
Kind of fucking issue that I have.
You've got a lot of issues to push.
You've got a lot of issues. Same to you, Peaches, but you're right on this one.
To push this out in the first place, you have a lot of fucking issues. Because one, again, the fact that you couldn't even go, yes, I post about pedophiles and predators because I want to do right in the world. Apparently that was...
Oh my god, I want to do right in the world. I want to be a hero.
Too hard for you to say yes about. But the second thing is, like, how is anyone supposed to trust you? But because it's not just about you being trusted. It's about the fact that people who come to you are people you want to...
Imagine losing a debate to Peaches. I will end myself. Okay, we have something from Fishy. Oh, Flyo is still here. We have something. Fuck, how do I open this in something I can show? God damn it, Fishy.
Who told me?
Yes, I'm sure
Okay, okay, I can do this. I can do this. Give me a moment. Streamer moment. Streamer moment. Windows capture. At source. This and this and this and this. Yes. Lio from Shatter Fishy to alias Drummer for you.
Who told me?
Yes, I'm sure Zercarlo is the source of a lot of really stupid decision-making, but Coyote, even detracting Zercarlo from this, how can you be that foolish?
You fool!
I've had friends tell me to do stupid things before, too. I've had family members I have loved tell me to do stupid things.
Don't question it. Okay, can go back to this.
Help won't be trusted because you speak for them.
He speaks for the victims. He is literally the Lorax.
Hey, I'm really sorry to say this, but I actually really need to clean the fucking house.
What? Imagine getting your ass beat in a VC by fucking hopeless peaches, and you're like, yeah, so how do I say this? I really need to clean the house. I still have the oven on, you know. Sadly I must go. Not sure what the point of the clip was. Listen, Fishy just laughs his sea creatures, okay?
If there was no other reason to hate you, Chuck, assuming you're watching, this would be it. The fact that you somehow managed to make me unironically put Hopeless Peaches in a video is annoying. And what's even more annoying, Chuck, is that you put me in a position where I even have to agree with her. I might as well...
True pain, Pooh. I know, it's true pain.
I'll mention the fact that he tried to claim that he was a...
Damn. Lio, you can call Fishy out that fast. Come on now.
one-man army that brings his own bullets, and an example of him being a one-man army that brings his own bullets, he points out that he, I guess, allegedly convinced Lio Convoy into building Gundams for his videos.
Wow, I can't believe Nvrth is the inspiration for Lio to build Gundams. That's amazing. He's such an inspiration, Lio. Why did you never mention that?
To get an own? Look, this claim is so ridiculous on its face. Listen to it. It's fucking hilarious.
I'm the type of guy that is more so one-man army and wearing...
Oh, he's a one-man army, guys. Is this the guy the reason Chris is a fish? Partly. But not completely, but he made the worst fish art.
Basically bringing your own bullets type guy. And I would just usually guide the Lio Convoy.
Only thing Nvrth is an inspiration for is the mate Pokemon in Canada. Oh no!
Throughout my communication with him. And a good example to that would be the comparison to his content. If you watch any other video before Lio's Coyote Call, you won't necessarily see any Gundam builds over commentary, and that's basically because I was basically suggest that he will use Gundam buildings.
Yeah, he suggested it. He is the only reason Lio started getting into Gundams. Truly, truly a big inspiration.
On top of his calls to have people take interest to his Gundam reviews, right?
Yeah.
Gundam reviews. Damn, that was a mouthful. But he was complaining about his reviews not getting as much views compared to him just ripping and tearing people. And I won't lie, I did actually set him up with failure because
he said I can't believe he set Lio up for failure. North, how could you? You were an inspiration, a one-man army.
How people are going to make fun of him for that.
I didn't even do Gundam reviews. Lio, who do I trust now? You, yourself, or this shitter? This makes them sound like the FNAF fire speech. Listen, it's a choice. It's definitely a choice.
Which, it's whatever at the end of the day. I just think it's funny.
But hell, he takes it even further and makes the claim that it was his idea.
And I don't complain about the smaller views on my review content, I just point out that it's a smaller audience. Yeah, that's fair.
For Lio's zero tolerance policy after, the Coyote Lovely drama.
Another example would be the zero tolerance policy that he keeps.
He is the reason for the zero tolerance policy? Oh, he's been such an inspiration, such a big role. I can't believe I never heard of him before. You can trust the guy who didn't want to pork a 12-year-old. You know what? Fair point. Quite the fair point. You got me there.
He's bringing up. I suggested that considering that I was having a debate with Lion.
I don't know who this dumb fucker is, but he sounds like he thinks he plays 4D chess, but he's got a stolen store checker set and swallowed half the pieces. That's a really, really good picture, Blue. That's a really good.
About how he could have done the Coyote situation better. There shouldn't be any tolerance from something that's undeniable of a person doing horrendous acts.
What zero
I can't believe he brought the zero tolerance in.
Tolerance policy are we talking about? Well, this one.
This is accountability. You are dismissed.
I'm sorry, but you're dismissed. I couldn't be near the call like that. I would have lost my ass off. I'm so sorry.
And I better not see any of the rest of you fraternizing with him, or you're gone immediately. Immediately. I'm not tolerating this anymore. If I find out any of the rest of you into anything sus, I'm removing you as well. I'm so doggone tired of this nonsense.
Yeah, so he's claiming that he gave Lio that idea.
God damn it, Ian, don't make people hungry again. I bought a meat platter and a tiger bread. What is the tiger bread? These calls are so corny. You are dismissed. It really sounds like a school teacher. You may stand up now and leave the classroom.
So now that's some bullshit.
Now normally that might be enough to make my point, but I'm not interested in simply making a point today. I'm interested in beating a...
Everyone says they would have laughed, but no one that's been in them has. Just a point to make. Easy to say what one would do while not being in the position. Maybe it was just the wrong people. I can understand that younger people might be like that, but I'm an old lady. And I don't take many things serious anymore.
Dead horse until it turns to dust. And a good way to prove this is yet another example of Nvrth being an unhinged fucking clout goblin. So whenever I made the decision to release publicly the group chat logs involving Cinebear and Kumo, Romantic Goblin, and others, I decided...
Be right back, dragging you into cold and yell at you for being German. Very fair, Lio, very fair. I'm used to it. How dare me?
That I wasn't going to cover it because actually I was uninterested in the subject entirely anyway. And so I sent that group chat to Beckett, to Inla, to Chris the Narc, to Lio Convoy, and I think that was it, but...
Oh yeah, I remember this. I remember that when that was the Cine support chat with Kumo.
Either way, what ended up happening was Inla took screen cap.
I would watch Lyle and do debating if being German is an L or not. Oh no.
Apps that were completely out of context because she found them interesting and posted them in her drama chat in her server. So who do you think gathered all those screen caps and then decided to make a live stream to post them publicly for everybody to see in order to—
Was it North? I actually made multiple degens older than me freak out and run off. I think it's more to do with the fact that I wouldn't have a reason to yell at you. Of course you would think it was goofy. Listen, I can give you reasons. But Lio has to yell at you in Spanish. You mean with the... wouldn't work with Spanish, because then we need a Google Translator. Listen, I'm sure I know some people who can send you some things you can yell at me for.
To somehow attain all of the attention for being the guy to quote-unquote leak the logs, even though they were just mere screen caps. Well, it was Chuck.
Amazing.
Obviously.
Gilded Pooh is the only person that should get any sort of credit for this. Any other retard that...
Yeah, I think Lio would also need Google Translate. Yes, that's what I meant! Good Pooh! I sent you tiger bread in DMs. Thank you. Yeah, so this was about the Cinebear support chat, where for some reason they thought it was an amazing idea to drag Pooh in, so he leaked the whole thing, and then he got some screenshots out of context in Enla's server and decided, yeah, I'ma post these. This will look amazing.
Tries to take credit away from Gilded Pooh needs to be strung up by their Achilles tendons. Got me?
Now, at the time that Chuck did this, I of course had absolutely no idea.
See this? I probably assimilate, and then I get mocked for not speaking my people's language. Lio, don't you know? You need to know at least 3 languages. Tigerbite uses tiger blood because winning. You know what? I believe it.
I didn't watch Chuck's fucking live stream. No, what happened was, I went on Chris the Narc's stream, started watching, and then he mentions it.
Nerf, you're like fucking annoying. You know that? Like, like you're fucking annoying. Also, you getting credit on Shud...
Hey, I see some people there that I know.
Logic stream is bullshit. Total bullshit.
Nerds mentioned.
Shit. Gilded Pooh deserves all the credit. Anyways, alright.
Pooh questionably said the best things in their GC. I heard anal was the most intelligent set in that GC. Classic.
Vlad, all you have to do... there you are. What's up, buddy?
I just want to say up front, you are doing way more than me. I have read literally none of this.
That's even more based. I licked this whole shit. I don't know what they talked about, but here I have it. Q spotted.
I'm gonna read it all, baby.
Yeah, I didn't even I barely read any of it while I was in it.
Yeah, well, there's a lot in here that is really interesting. If I'm gonna be brutally honest, and then also your thunder was stolen on Chud Logic.
Yeah, Vlad, just curious, like, who else did you...
Oh, Enla's also there. I heard Enla didn't do so well in this situation. I don't know the full context yet, but I heard she didn't do the big L.
Send this to.
My thunder was stolen. What?
What?
It was, bro. Apparently I don't know what the guy's fucking name is. He got credit for leaking the group chat.
Vlad, Nvrth was given credit.
Hey, Cat is also there. Tell Vlad to make a Kumu body pillow. Cat, no!
I mean,
I'll have the total of 20 messages out of all 5k messages typed out in that chat. Fuck!
Fuck it, if he wants to take credit, I mean,
I
go for it, I guess.
You truly cared so much.
For the record, you deserve.
I still wonder, why did they even think it was a good idea to invite you? Like, how stupid are these people?
Your flowers, Pooh.
Like, imagine for a minute being so desperate for the attention.
Saying she didn't do so too well is an understatement. She hit that someone was a predator for 6 months. She can join North. Fuck me. Why are these people always like this?
In the cloud, that you take these screen caps that are entirely out of context and then use them to try and get attention for a leak that you had nothing to do with. But there is one.
He made them public. He bought the first one who bought them out. Can we have one drama without predators involved? Pretty please. Just once. Just once. How hard is it not to diddle kids? How hard is it to fucking stay away from kids? The fuck is this? Pain. Q. Pain.
One more example of him being a.
Kumo thought the GC would completely change my stance on Cindy, but the issue is that I have difficulty paying attention, caring, because I have ADHD, and I'm too lazy to read the thousands of matches. Well, imagine having ADHD. But also, did you really believe you will change your stance on Cindy? Like, this was a retarded idea from the beginning. Come on now.
A retard in this regard. I did a video on a person named Cool Man. Cool Man is a guy, long story short, that.
Hey, Teddy, hello. We have to stop meeting like this. I wanted to say hi again. I still love your avatar. Have a nice day. Thanks, Teddy. Have a good day too. Thanks for stopping by.
Likes to beat up his 60-year-old MS-riddled mother. And somehow, and I don't even know how, Nvrth ends up getting involved. And the thing is, that wouldn't be that big of a deal if Mr. Charles Jones hadn't decided to take it upon himself to make a live stream about it 2 weeks before my video premiered. Knowing, by the way, that my video was going to...
I banned Coolman because he's unstable and boring. Listen, if you're unstable, at least be funny. We'll probably make a video about the misadventure of Obsession?
Come out because I had publicly announced that I was going to make this video. And the thing is, it doesn't bother me that he decided to do a live stream with Cool Man a couple...
If Kumu comes back, I'll die laughing. Listen, I need Kumu to come back, okay? I missed the best.
Weeks before my video, except for the fact in the title he put nobody lolcow. This motherfucker tried
to... He tried to steal the nobody lolcow trademark. Shame.
To be the first person to cover Cool Man and also tried to steal the name of a series I created in the process. That's a little fucking gay. But while we're on the topic of his stream about Cool Man and the gimmick infringement therein, I should also point out the fact that he didn't just try to steal my gimmick, he also took it a step further and tried to LARP as Kaz Warfox after the fact. Well, what I mean...
Oh nee. Please don't.
By that is if you just go back...
like Onision, but Obesion? Gotcha. Words are hard. Ja can keep running away from me. He can and he will.
Back in time just a little bit. There was once a Kaz...
Just got here. Was it intentional to misspell North? Yes, because his career literally went south. I am a very funny German.
Warfox stream that had Hypnotist Sappho in it. Hypnotist Sappho being...
I'm guessing there's more pain? Yes, Nintendo Mail, you guessed right.
A well-known degenerate in her own right. Anyway, this is what happened in that...
Oh, an important question from Doma. Anyways, my mind's on Gumpla, so I've gotta ask what Lio's favorite build has been.
Stream.
I almost blew my fucking head off. Maybe you should have.
Kaz Warfox.
God, this is cool.
Fox did not clip this, of course. It was some random Fox Mafia person. However, after a certain event happened in the Cool Man stream hosted by Nvrth decides to make the following clip.
Before I leave the call, I want to tell you all something.
Everyone sounds special.
Yeah, go ahead, Cool Man.
Before I leave the call, I just want to say to all of you,
Fuck all of you, okay?
Fuck all of you.
What I did.
I think you should kill
is-
yourself.
This motherfucker made a years-old reference that nobody would have caught. A reference that references a
It was Yen, yes. Finally, Yen Easter egg.
person nobody cares about anymore. As it means to say what exactly? That you're the next Kaz Warfox?
Fun fact, North was the first person to run to Jar asking for an interview. I told Jar not to do it and thereby cocked North. He molded about it for over a month. That would have just been special on special. Yeah, I don't think it would have... It could have been very funny, but probably nothing good. Oh my god, hello Chris and Nark. The fuck are you doing here? The fuck are you doing here, Chris?
I guess if that's what you really want. But speaking of wanting things, he's also a wannabe victim. The very first claim is the claim that he...
Quantum, thank you. Here's your pain money. It'll help the misgender jar. I didn't have to put any dollar in the misgender jar today, yeah? Okay, I'm being good. I'm being good. And because it was $30, you all get... Great, now I have everyone here, now I have to do this. You all get a head pat. I'm very proud of all of you. You're all amazing.
got doxxed by pizza.
North, I don't see, I haven't seen you on the MC server for a minute. You guys not get on there anymore?
I should play. I was about to play Minecraft. Like, you read my
I need
mind.
to fucking reset my router. I'm not falling for that shit again.
Uh-oh.
Chris, a lovely mermaid. Len.
Oh, did you hack him?
No, he didn't. It's not that he fell for anything. If I remember correctly, North, you said you used a VPN for Discord, but for whatever reason chose to not use it.
Yeah.
But wait, I was ADHD moment. I missed half of it.
Exactly. That you're the next Kaz Warfox? I guess. I guess.
Bro, your acid monster hunter. Falgi called out.
If that's what you really want. But speaking of wanting things, he's also a wannabe victim. The very first claim is the claim...
Oh no, he's also, aside from being a one-man army and literally bought everything to Lio, he's also a victim. I can't believe it. Aside from the victim of his mother who didn't want to pay him for his chores.
That he got doxxed by pizza.
North, I don't see, I haven't seen you on the MC server for a minute. You guys not get on there anymore?
He alleged pizza doxed him? What?
I should play. I was about to play Minecraft. Like,
not Minecraft.
You read my
I need
mind.
to fucking reset my router. I'm not falling for that shit again.
Uh-oh. Oh, did you hack him?
No, he didn't. It's not that he fell for anything. If I remember correctly, North, you said you used a VPN for Discord, but for whatever reason chose to not use it.
Yeah, but not for Minecraft.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not for Minecraft. Minecraft.
I trust Minecraft more.
We had that
Everyone is on the short bus.
conversation when I brought that to your attention, North. It's not like I have fucking nefarious intentions.
So, it's fucking weird that you literally traced my IP.
I didn't trace your IP,
Oh.
North.
Oh.
It's on the fucking console. Anybody who owns a Minecraft server.
No, I got literally hacked. Couldn't be anything else.
Shit is displayed by default.
Yeah.
I didn't trace anything.
You got mods
Even
for it?
if I didn't know, you could have at least just told me about that.
I did tell you about it.
I know where you live. I know where your family
he
lives.
told me about it too. I was fucking tweaking. I literally joined his server like yesterday. I was tweaking about
I
it.
don't get this fucking thing. People are trying to paint me out to be this fucking nefarious person.
No,
Yeah, pizza is the... I can talk. Pizza is done dirty.
I just want to know when he did that.
Why
an Iranian super hacker. What do you
Everybody
think?
shut up for a second.
Sorry.
Why I did what, North?
Don't worry, hacking claims comes next. Tell me you're joking. Say psych right now. Pooh, say psych right now.
when did you mention that you were able to access IPs from certain logs?
For what logs? What are you talking?
I sit on the short bus like Minecraft, but with degens, no quantum. I take you with me on the long bus.
Talking about
The CMD prompt.
The CMD prompt
for Minecraft.
Literally, when you got on.
Of course, they are on a fucking Minecraft server.
Or actually, you were one of the first people to get on. I had the console up, and IPs popped up. Even mine popped up in the fucking console. It's not a command prompt or anything like that. It's literally.
Oh yeah, I know what he's talking about.
Default things.
Okay. Pizza was unironically branded Internet Hitler by entire communities during this period. That's fucked up.
I thought you fucking had a Minecraft server at one point. Do you not fucking use Shock?
Also, no, earlier wasn't a joke. Why? Let me dream. Let me dream, Pooh.
Rock.
It works with Bedrock too. North. I didn't trace
it.
Anything.
Does not.
I didn't go out of
I got a long bus. You two can ride. Hell yeah. Will be a trip.
A way to try to find anybody's information. It literally was shat out on the screen by default. It was Shockbyte's website.
Okay, but did you? Okay.
And no. I told you without being prompted for that information. I brought it to your attention, and you thanked me for doing that.
The funny thing about that is I've never played Minecraft. And I know exactly what Pizza's talking about, because what he's talking about is not unique to Minecraft.
No,
however,
it's in many online games.
However, it is not enough to claim that he got doxxed. He also claims that he got hacked.
They broke
my firewall? This already sounds wrong. I'm not a hacker, man, but it already sounds wrong.
Broke into my firewall. They were actually trying to get my info, but failed pretty horribly. The only thing that's stolen is my account.
You don't need to get into a firewall to steal an account. What? What? My brain is breaking right now.
And again, it doesn't take a sleuth to figure out that that claim on its face is complete bullshit. The reason it's bullshit is because I don't have to break through your firewall to hack your fucking Discord account. Just like I don't have to break through your firewall.
What? You tell me my Discord isn't protected by my firewall?
To hack your Facebook account. I don't have to go through
I guessed your password 3 times.
your firewall to break any account you have online.
It doesn't say that in the video, but North unironically said damn Portuguese hacker are tricky. I'm losing brain cells right now. I don't have much to spare.
Fine, because your firewall doesn't protect your online accounts. It protects
crazy
your computer. I don't know why the fuck he said that. It was
That's a based pipe, by the way.
It was just dumb. In fact, this only came about because he was, asked to give proof about something and made a bunch of excuses like, I was hacked. In the next claim, he claims he was sexually assaulted.
If you say in VR chat right now. If you say in VR chat right now. I would kill myself. It's been too many people who claim they've been sexually assaulted in a VR chat, and these people don't go outside, so I doubt he will say he was sexually assaulted on a bus or something.
In VR chat.
Fuck me! Fuck me! I hate everything. I hate everything. Fuck.
It was a VR chat night with pizza.
Not VR chat night.
I was actually trying to move my headset, and I'm trying to find a way to not explicitly.
Immediately traumatized. It's not monster this time. I need something stronger for this.
say this, but essentially what happened during that duration of the VR world is he drew a penis where the waist of my
He drew a penis on my crotch. He drew a penis.
avatar was, and was shaking his hand over it. And implying that he is...
It's never White Monster, I only think the original one. Guys, they drew a penis on my crotch and we arch it.
It's wordily handling stuff that should be handled. And I got very uncomfortable with that. And
I was really uncomfortable. I had to cry in the shower for at least an hour. I felt so dirty. I thought I could never get clean again.
I confronted Pizza about that. Sadly,
damn, the model didn't even clap for yours.
I do not have any evidence for that. That is from my wording, so take that with a huge grain of salt. However...
OG monster, best monster. Yes, thank you, Pooh. Finally, someone with taste.
With how Pizza would coordinate to that, his response...
Quantum, no, that is literally sexual assault, didn't you hear? No weenie drawings.
That was, well, why did you tell me that night? Well, I don't know, Pizza. Is it because I have been communicating through body language that I'm comfortable? Can you not tell I was uncomfortable?
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Into the pit with you, into the pit.
With that, I mean, I did fucking stuttered a lot. And you didn't catch on to that?
Notice how
I stuttered a lot. Didn't you see the trauma in me?
Claims just get worse as they progress.
Body language in VR chat. Didn't you see my character's arms move?
That pattern persists because in this claim...
Drama, you know I have to read this now. No, don't draw a dick on me. Oh, I hate it here. Fucking hate it here.
Because it somehow gets more ridiculous than just than sexual assault in VR chat. In the next claim, he says that Kaz Warfox groomed him. Also...
No! Kaz Warfox groomed him. Oh, he was groomed. Not another grooming victim.
Before I play that clip, I want to point out real quick that I'm sorry for the very poor audio quality of this recording. I do believe it was recorded by Chuck, and in a lot of recordings that Chuck had recorded back then, they were all shit. And so as a result, you're going to hear some really obnoxious...
You know that drawn meat was very generous. Probably. He sounds like he has a pussy.
Loud background noise. I presume it was like a box fan or something. I'm not entirely sure. And on top of that, Vash Lancet, the person that's asking him the questions, sounds like he's dying of cancer at the start.
What? Oh no.
The clip. I guess he was yawning or something. I'm not entirely sure. Anyway, you've been warned.
What exactly is your...
It really sounds like he's dying right now.
Definition of grooming?
It is basically trying to get people to gaslight to basically do illegal shit.
So
grooming is gaslighting people into doing illegal shit. Interesting.
So that's your definition?
Correct.
I've seen that you were saying something about, like, Cass groomed you.
To be honest, that was like a motive of emotion that I probably should have like controlled, not gonna lie. But it's more...
This conversation gives me autism.
of him trying to use me.
A motive of emotion.
Yes.
You do realize how those types of allegations can go.
Yes.
What a beautiful definition of grooming. Like, which
truly the best. The best I've heard so far.
Just totally redefine an entire word to mean absolutely nothing even remotely akin to the definition at all whatsoever. Fuck it. But you know, this would all be bad enough if he didn't claim that he was sex trafficked.
I will say.
Oh god, he was also sex trafficked. Of course he was. Of course. Of course he was. My god, he was groomed, he was gaslit, he was... What is this picture? Why does he have bigger boobs than me? What is happening?
Human trafficking survivor. I got raped. And...
I got raped. I got raped.
And technically, those type of people don't ever change because they don't see the consequences of their attraction. They had to take it upon other children, and I was one of them. Coleman.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Now, to make this
Do I may advise you to put up that sensor I made for you? No, we have to see it raw. We have to take it all in. Snap chatting with Coleman.
perfectly clear, I have absolutely no means of disproving his claim that he was sex trafficked, and ignoring the annoyance of using my victim status as a weapon against Coolman.
Sex trafficked? Did he get into a car? Yes, he got into the ice cream truck.
Unnecessarily, I might add.
You haven't proved anything to me, Coleman.
I don't care.
I'm a victim of this shit. Oh, you don't?
I don't care.
Then why are you
I don't care, you got raped.
here then?
Because I'm not gonna fucking repeat myself to please your needs.
I'm not gonna repeat myself, but I'm gonna stay in this group chat for like, how much this recording has been going on for? Hold on. Like, almost a fucking hour from now. This whole entire atmosphere of this group chat would have changed if you had to...
This is how most ACC people talk about their shit.
Wow, you're way to not say
Can't deny that one, Cloudy.
that to me. You know, a human trafficking survivor.
You have to understand
Oh,
that
me, a trafficking survivor. I was caught in traffic.
given all the lies he's told up to this point, you can't
What? He would never lie. North would never lie.
really blame me if I don't believe him.
And now, our feature presentation.
What do you... Hello, Blana. Welcome. Welcome to my brain dying. Why is this the message we start on? Why?
You like me for?
You are very smart for a 12-year-old, and you are very...
Why?
sweet and loving and forgiving. Okay.
What are your plans when we meet?
Spend time with you and give you the most affection you could ever get.
Into the spike pit. Into the spike pit.
I dare you to tell me what you would lose your virginity to. Go to jail. Go straight to jail. Do not collect 200.
At this time, he was 17, the girl was 12.
17 and 12. That's fucked up. Oh no. How hard is it to stay away from 12-year-olds?
There are people out there that'll say, well, they're both minors. There is a clear distinction between...
I was about to say, usually I'm not about calling a teenager a pedophile, but 17 and 12, yeah, no.
Between a junior in high school and a fucking 5th grader. Moving on from having to explain what should be obvious to literally everybody, you might be wondering at this point how it is that I even know those screenshots are even
No way, that was the first thing I fucking heard. I'm so sorry, Blana.
real at all in the first place. Well, he admitted it.
But before I go and break this down,
Wait, I want to read the whole thing. I love reading giant texts. Come on. Come on. Zoom. Zoom, 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 zoom. Hello, this post would be your usual post in relationship to how I provide my content, but to instead address a threat made on me. I originally wanted to make a response to it earlier after letting a group of people invested to the thread, but after absorbing other opinions from people and me, thinking about it for a couple of days, I didn't need to, despite me knowing it'll bite me in the ass later. Since I have to actually gotten IRL consequences from this during that time period. Gee, I wonder why. I'll elaborate it on it later. But now, because some bad faith actors... Bad faith, out of context, fuck you. Malicious people happen to let the thread spread like wildfire, despite them not giving a shit about it in the first place. I kinda have to make one now. The thread in question. But before I go and break this down, I wanna say that this isn't a way to discredit the thread, because the DM conversations are for me, and they are real. Immediately confirmed. That's not the entire screen cap. In the description is the Google Drive that contains the entire screen cap. Okay, I will read that one later then.
Go and break this down. I want to say that this isn't a way to discredit the thread, because the DM conversations are from me and they are real. I knew that pedophilia was wrong, but it didn't hit to me why.
I knew pedophilia was wrong, but, you know, I didn't understand why. You were 17. How do you not know?
It would be wrong to let people have paraphilias like that. What? Okay.
However, he didn't just admit it there, he also admitted it later in DMs with Leia something.
The thread is true.
With Leia? What?
I've made a community post about it that is now deleted, mostly because this is something I needed to get the weight off of my shoulders.
Oh, it weighed so heavy upon my shoulders, oh.
I'm already planning on getting help for myself to prevent this from happening for the second time. Oh, sweet Jesus. And to understand myself better.
And
on finally, I understand myself. Oh, I found myself.
On top of that, he didn't just admit it there, he did a Q&A in his...
Yeah, it's the same way some people don't know racism. Listen, with 30, I learned racism, you know, kinda cringe.
Discord, where he also admitted to the exact same shit.
But don't you see how you were grooming her? A child.
No, I see that. I see that.
You know, I see that.
Yeah.
I'm not justifying what I did.
Well,
but I'm not justifying it whatsoever.
Oh gee, well, thank God he doesn't justify it.
Oh, and do you remember earlier when I said that you should remember that date that the Zoophile Police Department uploaded their first video announcing their new venture into pedo hunting? The date of that video from Zoophile Police will matter a little bit later in the video. The reason why I said that is because I do in fact find it very interesting that the Zoophile Police Department uploaded that video on June 15th of 2020. And if you look at this account named Lunatics Against
June 2020. Ah! I hate everything.
News and Pedos that was created by Nvrth, you will notice that that account was also made in June of 2020. And the reason why I find both of those factors interesting is not just because of the fact that it does actually prove that he was, in fact, inspired by the Zoophile Police Department, but also the fact that whenever you look at the screenshots provided by the victim in question, the oldest date in those screenshots is June 8th of 2020. The most recent date in those screenshots is July 20th. In other
Oh god, he's super retarded. I can't. What the fuck is going on in this guy's brain?
In other words, he was already grooming a kid before he started pedo hunting.
You know what? I may have groomed a kid, but you know what? I should do pedo hunting. Oh, he described it as just a problematic age gap. Oh yeah, of course. How is... Hopefully he spontaneously forgets how to breathe.
Oh, and as a bonus point, if you were at all curious as to what drove him to do that, like what was on his mind in the moment, well, he explains that.
It was 4 years ago, but from what I can remember, I was very touch-starved during that time.
I was touch-starved. Touch yourself, man. Not North Cumin. Yeah, that's a stupid argument. I'm sorry, with 17 and 12, no. Not just an age gap problem.
Period.
Touch-starved, you say? What a fantastic explanation. In fact, that is an absolutely hilarious explanation. But regardless, given the fact that I just kind of threw the grooming shit at you just then, you might be sitting there wondering, hey, how did we get here? And if you're not one of those people, don't worry, the context I'm about to get into here is important as it ties directly into the pedogate allegations I referenced in the thumbnail of this video. In order to understand all of this, we need to go back in time to June 10th of 2024, where a 16-year-old alleges that Nvrth had groomed her 4 years previously when she was 12 years of age. This is a pretty serious allegation, and a lot of—
Oh joy, more furry horrors, yes, Makawi. Always some.
People looked at this thread and didn't really entirely buy it, primarily for two major factors. Number one, this person completely censored out their fucking internet handle that they used in the conversations with Nvrth when they were—
I dare you to lick the floor? What do you like me for? I hate everything.
12 years old, and so that in—
I dare you tell me how this vision. A candle, that's a joke. It's actually very painful for that to happen, but actually... what the hell happened? What make you do that?
My opinion kind of undermines the legitimacy of the claims, and on top of that, it makes it really difficult to confirm that the same person making the Twitter thread is the same one in the screen-capped conversation. And the second reason is because this entire account appears to have been made just exclusively—
But I do wanna cherry pick one bit of this, and it's that he doesn't think that what I did was pedophilia, but more so that I have traumatized him, and I agree. I don't understand why he would happen to join my server if I traumatized him to begin with. I have already gained the consequences of my actions during that time period. Oh, you know, the 12-year-old didn't think it was pedophilia. Great argument.
Exclusively to go after Nvrth. And although we do know now that those screen caps are legitimate, that doesn't change the fact that the prior mentioned issues with the thread are going to be the cause for why it is that people looked at the thread—
Hey K-Hawk, welcome to me breaking my brain.
Didn't necessarily take it seriously, or at the very least called into question its legitimacy. And thus, as a result of this, most people didn't really hear about it in June of 2024. However, we gotta fast forward all the way to August 2000.
I'm sorry, we need to stop taking children's claims they are groomed, yes. Oh God, I swear to God.
24 for this to actually start to spread at all. And how it began was a former member of Inla's server named Bruce Boinkers, who—
Why do they all have names like that? Fucking Bruce Boinkers.
Honestly is kind of bonkers, acquired that
What?
link
Bruce Boinkers is bonkers, who would have thunked?
To the Twitter thread and sent it to another member of Inla's server, known as Jenny.
How did you get, like, any of that information on Nvrth? Because I was told that you sent it to Inla.
Basically, it happened on, like, 10th of August, and I got it through Bruce.
Regardless, that same day, August 11th, Inla also received the link.
I looked at it.
Okay, Inla received the link on this. Okay.
And I didn't really know what to, think of it, so I just decided fuck it and sent.
Bruce sent me this, so already a red flag, lol. But I don't know. Do you know this person? Like, the way she writes it all is pretty sus too. What I'm trying to say is that I found this thing, and I don't really know what to do with it. Should I just ignore it or tell Nvrth about it?
Sent it to Enla.
And you sent it to Inla?
Bruce is bonkers enough to rape out of this. Oh, This is the one who do the lie whip out. Okay.
Like that day?
Yeah, when I woke up.
And she asked Nerf about it on the 16th.
Okay, so a few days ago, Jenny sent me this. She says,
okay, this
Bruce sent it to her, so I'm not sure what to make of it. You may have already seen this, but I wanted to ask you about it.
Took 5 days.
Saint, you didn't know about the lie or vape art? Swear you're such a normie.
Man, this is fuck. And so in that conversation she had with Nerf, aka Chuck, on August 16, 2024, he confessed everything. He just spilled his guts out, and
and of course, Handler, please don't be stupid.
And she said, oh, gross, fuck you, banned him out of her fucking server, and
Pooh sounds sarcastic. I fear this is not what happened. I hear the sarcastic voice. I know the voice. I know what it sounds like when someone is being sarcastic. I do it all the time.
Publicly eviscerated him, right?
There are a multitude of reasons why I don't want to address it publicly due to my history with this individual and their overall behavior in their post, plus personal ones as well. I just turned 17.
I see. It's understandable that you wouldn't want to talk about this publicly. You are a minor and also autistic, so I...
Don't tell me. Don't tell me Enla gave him the you're autistic excuse. No. No. 9.
I honestly cannot really judge you. It's probably a lot more complex than it looks on the surface.
Exactly, just scratch the autism part because it has no play into it.
He even denies the autism defense. Pain.
It can have a role to play considering that autism can stunt...
Why are you, excuse me, he said no, it has no role in it. Oh, she's like, yeah, it can have a role in it, autism can stunt mental development. Oh, so it's okay if you're a pedophile when you're autistic because you're stunted or what? What the fuck are you saying? I know this is not literally what she said, but that's what it sounds like.
Mental development by a lot.
No, Inla, it's a lot more complex than just my autism. It's very minimal.
Okay.
To make this very...
Okay. Not okay.
Clear. I am not a sleuth. Those screen caps were posted by her in her own server.
Why?
Now, obviously, there's a lot to break down there, such as him admitting to everything and then Inla just being like, oh, well, it must have been your autism. Just straight up excusing his actions entirely. But on top of that,
Big Pharma's fault because some flu shots gave him the tism. Yes, that must be it. But isn't Enla also one of the... I saw a bit of Enla. But isn't she also one of those people who are also, like, always about the accountability stuff and shit? Like, I don't think if anyone else would have done it that she would have accepted that? Or is it okay as long as they have autism? I'm dying.
I think it's also funny that he was like, nah, that had nothing...
That pipe makes me want to pipe. That pipe is cool.
To do with it, which is hilarious. However, another big issue that I take with this screen cap is Inla's sympathy towards Chuck's refusal to want to discuss this publicly. And the reason I take issue with that, of course, aside from the obvious, is because Inla also said this shit publicly well after all of this was already...
Not really? Okay. This was kind of the picture I had from her. She touched the poo, got too close with North. Always that. Back home, thought I lost a cat. No! Glad you didn't, Chris. No, she touched the poo, got too close with North. Okay, so she was like, Okay.
Be public.
I ain't gonna sit and defend him. I'm just giving my personal view on it. He chose not to confront it when the information came out, so he will have...
Do you add me on Discord, dude man? I got a voice note to send you. Okay. Fine. Oh. Ed. Beep boop. She did streams going over some dramas like Birdie, Quaddles, Peaches, Lio. Yeah, I know that she went over the Lio stuff. That's why I thought she was about this thing, because she's at least she's very much into getting all the information, sweating through all the documents and shit. So okay, not the accountability part. Okay, gotta cross that out of the list then.
Have to confront it now. It would be a big mistake for him to hide from it.
Yes, Inla, technically speaking, from the time you talked to him on August 16th, all the way up until December 3rd, he did technically make the decision to not discuss this publicly. That is true. However, on the other side of the coin, I would like to make the argument that saying things like, I understand why you don't want to discuss it, and I cannot judge you, are not...
It's not something you should say towards someone who just admitted that they 12-year-old.
Statements that are necessarily going to embolden him to want to discuss it publicly. And on top of that, Inla even defended Nvrth in my server.
What? No. No. Tell Psych. Say Psych. Say Psych right now.
After these allegations had come to the forefront.
So Inla, I gotta ask, what...
Sounds just like the real one.
How was that your first response? Not everything is explained away with autism. Not that it matters since he threw that out immediately.
I didn't know that he was already in pedo hunting groups at that time. I assumed he was just completely underdeveloped.
Why would you assume anything? Okay, we got a voice message from the Lion Man.
I actually just noticed you sent me this massive text. Like, a few days ago. Well, close to a month ago at this point, sorry. So real quick, the thing that's irritating me about Inla is her entire entrance into all of this, starting like in early 2024, was she was super ultra mega butt mad that Peaches and I were going over the fact that people in the Glitztail server, a number of like 26 of them, by the way, were predatory towards children. And the people who worked on the music of Glitztail, this Undertale AU, were Nix and Jackie, who...
Of course it was something with Undertale, fuck me.
Had an entire Skype group where they kept saying sexual things around children and enabling children to be sexual with each other. And then every time she addressed any of this, looking at all these videos and everything, all she did was make excuses for them, show her bias, get butt mad about the fact that we told people, you know, these people are awful, and they refuse to actually own their actions. And I have been telling people this for over a year now, so I'm going to have to highlight this and just be angry for a minute and point out, I told you people, it was right there in front of you, it was in the public, nobody listened. Inla should never have been trusted. She's been a moron and a snake from day one. And the thing that irritates me is later on, I don't know if you've gotten to this point in the video or not, she goes on talking about how the reason she excused Nvrth stuff is because, well, I was dumb as a kid too. So now I'm starting to wonder, what did Inla do as a kid that she considers dumb that would make her identify with this specifically? Just food for thought.
Thanks for the message, Lio. Don't worry, I'm used to having my text ignored. It's because I'm German, I know. No, but jokes aside, yeah, just saying, you know, I was dumb as a kid too. I think most of us did pretty stupid stuff as kids, or teenagers even, but not grooming stupid stuff. So yeah, that's really not something that makes you ignore that. That's really not an excuse, and especially not, oh, he has autism, you know, maybe he's just really behind back, you know, I don't fucking care. Stay away, don't get out of it on the internet then.
Loved and clueless. Also, I didn't care enough.
Yeah, I don't know much about the backstory with the Undertale stuff. I would have to look into that, but yeah, from what I can see here about Enla, doesn't look good. Definitely shows that if she apparently if she knows people well enough, that she will ignore some red flags, to say it carefully.
enough to go deep diving into it. I figured that ultimately
I don't want to hear about Lich Tail ever again. Why not, Pooh? Why not? Call it Undertale VR instead.
if it came out in a big way, it would be his mess to deal with.
If I had known what I know now, I think this entire conversation I had with Inla and my...
Oh, did you watch Enla's streams going over Peach's stuff? She didn't defend Nyx and Jackie. Okay, I just watched a few of the streams. Most of the time I just saw Enla when she joined Chris or Beckett on stream.
server would have been completely different. For one, what she says in response to my question in no way, shape, or form A, answers my question, or B, addresses it at all. Why does it matter whether or not he was in pedo hunting groups at the time that he groomed a kid? Like, that's...
Listen, he couldn't have groomed a kid. He was in a pedo hunting group. Can't be, nah.
The most irrelevant part. I mean, is that ironic and funny? Sure, but that doesn't actually address my question in any way whatsoever.
Saint, you don't know about Lich Tail? Saint. Oh, Saint. I will torture your brain later.
More importantly, however, stating that if this came out publicly that it would be his best to deal with is a bit misleading. The only reason that this didn't come out publicly sooner is because Inla...
If you play Undertale, you deserve to be groomed. I don't care. Damn. Didn't know. Absolutely defended them. We have notes with timestamps on it. I'll be pulling them into my video. So you will make a video about it? I'll be interested to see that.
Didn't tell anybody that he confessed to her in private. To sit there and just be like, oh, well, you know, if this got public, well, it's
You know, he's in a pedo hunting group and he's autism, you know, can't be.
only not public because you made sure it wasn't public. You didn't tell anybody that he confessed to you. You didn't even tell your own mod staff.
I guess the...
Enla was actually butt mad and stupid enough to take a joke I said in the stream she covered as an actual threat. Yeah, that can be, but also I saw some of the things you said. And sometimes, you know, to some people take some things very serious, and it can sometimes also come across like that.
The reason I'm more lenient with minors with autism is because, speaking from personal experience, the me just 4 years ago was way more retarded and clueless than the me now, and considering Nvrth is still very, very retarded, I just assumed that he was 4x that 4 years ago. Autism is not an excuse, it just explains it, and developmental levels depending
It's not an excuse, it's just an explanation. God, if I had $1 for every time I would have heard that. I would have so many dollars for my misgendering jar.
on how severe your autism is can be delayed for years.
Yes, but then you shouldn't go online and you shouldn't be around children. Crazy take.
That's right. 4 months after Nvrth confesses to her and
I said I was totes gonna go to Nick's house and steal his Transformers or something like that. Okay, yeah, that sounds that's definitely something you shouldn't take seriously. Okay, fair. The amount of times I had to hear about Lich Tail crap from Enla, Akumu, and Crystal, who made it her whole personality, I wanted to shoot the memory of hearing about it off my brain. Oh no, not from Crystal.
entirely dismisses the autism defense, Inla continues to push that as a defense for Nvrth in her conversation with me. This is actually incredibly
Another autism L. I'm sorry, my dear autists.
Stupid. And make no mistake, that is sweeping. And how I now know that's sweeping is simply because whenever she said to me that's not an excuse, it just explains it, she actually said the exact opposite in her server, entire hours earlier, by the way, where she states that her making the autism defense is in fact making excuses for...
Also, Lio, I saw your community post with your what is it called? With your closet. I want to steal some things out of that.
Chuck!
Yeah, in fairness, I should shouldn't have been trying to reassure him and make excuses for it in his DM.
Oops.
Even if I want to give him some lenience.
Autism spoke when it should have shut the fuck up. Yes. Yes, Abuser, exactly.
I mean, yes, ideally someone at 17 should know this. I agree with
Not ideally. A 17-year-old should absolutely know that.
you. And no, I'm not saying it's okay. But I can't bring myself to condemn him since there's other
I can. I absolutely can.
factors. Autism isn't a blanket excuse for everything, but it can be a factor.
She conflated mentioning autism with excuses at 10:30, but at almost 3:30, no, it's not an excuse, it's an explanation.
Listen, I changed my mind. Okay?
However, almost an hour later, after what she said to me, I responded, and she completely conceded to my point.
Saying it's not an excuse, it explains it. It's still an excuse.
That was kills me.
Excuse, regardless of whether or not it may or may not explain it. Being 17 may technically be a minor, but the issue is that he knew what he was doing. You can tell in the screen.
Yeah, if he even says for a 12-year-old, he knows what he's doing. He knows that it's wrong.
Cap. Saying for a 12-year-old is a pretty damning line. I don't know if you understand how underdeveloped a 12-year-old is. My kid, for example, is 10. Adding 2 more years to her age ain't gonna change a whole lot. We're talking about a 5th or 6th grader.
Hey, Jelly! Yes, new model by yours truly, Len. With amazing art. Got an overhaul. Need to get your soundboard for Black 3 explanation. Yes. It's not an apology, it's just an explanation.
Here, depending on their month of birth, both be minors, but I feel like most people that might say that don't have much experience being around 12 years old. Not trying to call you out, but I want to be clear on how most people will view their interactions. Not a single person is gonna
Back again to listening. Why are you doing this to yourself, Dorma?
care about is autism.
Yeah, I know, and that's fair. I'm not saying it's not wrong. I think I just have a different opinion on it.
Oh, I just have a different opinion because of my own autism. Fuck you. Fuck. Soundboard to Tipster Pipeline. Listen. If I ever have a soundboard, it's so over.
Because of my own autism. Dunno.
Hey, this empathy is what got you in this drama with
I'll not forget it, didn't read his own DMs. Listen, Gallagher has a perfect poo voice, okay?
In the first place. People give him all the slack because they pity him. He's gotten away with a lot more than this as a result.
Not trying to have an argument about it. I agree with you, I gave him too much pity. But at the same time, he's not my responsibility.
Then why do you make excuses for him? What?
In hindsight,
My autism never made me do things like that, though. Yeah, I'm sorry, web user. Autism L. I've been actively trying to find Gallagher's post in this chat only to realize people are reacting to his voice. Yes, Chris, I will show this in the end. Because I was so happy about it.
I should probably be more fair here and not say that she completely conceded to the point, but rather said whatever it was she needed to say to try to get out of the discussion. However, typically speaking, when somebody comes up to you and says, saying it's not an excuse, it's an explanation, it's
always an excuse.
An excuse, and you reply with, oh, that's fair, that would be typically seen as a concession. However, her final line there, that Nvrth is not her responsibility, though true.
Yeah, again, true, but, you... And I would almost say enabled him by telling her, oh, you don't need to Republic, I understand. And there was nothing mentioned of him being kicked or that other people were told about him. So...
Oh, he isn't. I would say that what is your responsibility is your server. Now, granted, I am not the kind...
You tell me he wasn't kicked immediately after that? Or that the mods were informed? Or anything? Please?
Kind of guy to sit here and preach about responsibility on the internet? That's...
Damn. Pooh getting the soapbox out.
It's not something I'm trying to do here. However, I want to make very clear here, if there was ever something that you were responsible for in the entirety of this situation, it would be your server. A server that, by the way, if I haven't mentioned it already, Nvrth was a mod for. The reason I bring all of this up, of course, is because Inla told me that she didn't even read all of the fucking screenshots that were—
What? What? No. No, I wasn't. I know, Pooh. I know. I hate soapboxes. I'm committing slander right now.
were provided in the thread going after Nvrth.
So, you didn't even read the screen caps at the time.
Not all of them, no.
Gotcha.
I think I read the one where he says you're mature for a 12-year-old and them talking about sex T or D.
Now, ignoring the glaring and obvious issue with Inla not taking these allegations
Again, why would you ever defend anyone if you don't read the full context? Why? Why are people so stupid?
seriously enough to even bother giving them the time of day, I want to point out that the reason I'm even bringing any of that up at all in the first place is simply due to the fact that Inla markets herself as somebody that autistically digs through logs.
Drama, be nice, we are all old here.
And chats and all that other stuff. That is quite literally her entire brand. Something she even brags about in this clip.
Listen! Bro hates soap. No, just the boxes they come in.
Lad, I am autistic. There are no chat logs that are too long for me. I comb through the FCK server chats with Akumu. I can handle it.
Well, that aged poorly. That aged very poorly.
There are no chat logs that are too long for an autismo like me.
And so for the ADHD among you, I will summarize my main criticisms with Inla here. Number one, she received a confession from Nvrth in August of 2024 and said nothing about it until it became public 4 months later in December of 2024. She didn't even tell her own mod staff. Furthermore...
Excuse me? Excuse-moi? Entschuldigen Sie? Not even her mods? Not a little heads up? A little, yeah, just so you guys know. You know, just a little... Just something? Anything? Ugh.
Or on top of all of that, she was way too sympathetic to Nvrth to the point of even pitying him, her own words, frequently made excuses for him, like they're both minors and he's autistic.
Oh, he's autistic, of course. And he was in a pet hunting group. He couldn't have...
Somehow implying that he had no idea what he was doing, even though he very much did.
What flavor is the vape do? Berries as always.
And all of this seems to be fueled by the underlying fact that Inla didn't even read all of the screenshots that the victim in question posted onto Twitter. And the problem—
That's literally jaw over again. The immediately excuse of, oh, I didn't actually read all that.
The problem is with all of this is that there was a massive consequence that occurred as a result.
She kicked Nvrth from her server because she was annoyed with him chilling, by the way. Yeah, sure, that was the problem. I hate it. I hate everything.
Of Inla's inaction. And that consequence was Chuck, aka Nvrth, pursuing communications with Inno, the victim of sin.
So he then proceeded to get in contact with another minor who was groomed by Cinebear before. That's what Beetle told us about.
Cinebear.
Enno was the 14-year-old that Cinebear groomed, and Nvrth was streaming about...
Enno needs to get away. First Birdie is talking to Enno, and now this guy. I swear. I think Beetle also said that Enno is now got their internet taken away. Again, sucks, because apparently they also live in an abusive household. But I'm sorry, but at this point, it's for the better.
At it, because of course he was. And somehow, during the stream, he got in contact with Eno and Laurel. And I think another person that had like just turned 18 that was also on the case at the time, who also made a video about it. And he decided to bring them on and talk to the minor about the porn that they saw and like the group.
Yeah, this is what Beetle talked about, that he started to get to the rape comic and didn't see a problem with talking about it while Anno was in the call. And even though he advertises his streams to all be 18 plus. May he walk in traffic. Who did you apologize to with the you were so young? Yeah, that was also Enno.
Grooming and everything. And after that, like in my chats and in my Discord, he was always like, well, if you have a question for Enno, I can ask them because I'm in contact with.
This is only real bad because he had previously sexted a 12-year-old. Yeah, I think it's bad enough, to be honest, in my opinion. I personally wouldn't reach out to a minor victim for the story. Because I don't think that's appropriate in any way. Or healthy in any way. For anyone who isn't trained in shit like that. To talk to someone who was in a situation like that. But especially bad if it was someone who previously has texted a 12-year-old. I'm bad with names and kept mixing up Enno and Enla. No, Enla was not groomed by Cinebear.
With the victim, like it was like a badge of honor for him. And I didn't even know this had happened.
Hot take, do I know? I'm known for my hot takes.
At the time, and I was like, wait, she was on your stream, and you were talking about the porn with her, and so I looked.
This is not an in-love video.
I looked at the bits and pieces of the stream, and yeah, it's like not appropriate, and I just feel
no, you don't say crazy hot take.
Like it's exploitative.
So was it actually the stream that was the problem, or everything surrounding it?
Not just
both.
The stream, but also him just...
The stream alone is bad enough, but then with the context of him previously having sex with a 12-year-old makes it just asinine.
Having like DM contact with the minor, because it's like my stance on it is that any adult who's not directly involved in this kid's life shouldn't be like contacting them on the internet. Yeah. Like period. I just don't think that's appropriate. So what
you don't think?
Interpreted from this open-ended conclusion is Nvrth was saying it's the kid's choice to talk about the porn with me on stream.
Excuse me? Yeah, you know, the kid decided they are fine with me talking about it, you know? Play in traffic. Everyone play in traffic.
Totally, 100%.
And it was inevitable. Which is when I started to be like, okay, this guy's clearly like opportunistic and doesn't really give a shit.
Had Inla had told basically anybody, it is very likely that that entire situation wouldn't have happened. In fact, with the context of knowing that Nvrth in fact groomed a minor, him pursuing communications with Inno looks even worse. And one other thing that I want to note here in regards to that conversation I had with Inla in my server that I just played you clips from is that it seems to be the case that that was why she started to see him as a problem at all in the first place. And
oh wow, that's when she started to see it as a problem. Great, amazing.
Despite the fact she did try to explain this to me in a private call we had going over all this shit that should be public.
Can we do without one cardinal distraction? Just delete it. Just delete the North.
at some point soon, I don't think I will ever understand how she could make excuses for Nerf grooming a child just 4 years ago, but couldn't make excuses for Nerf's coverage of the Cine Bear drama. I mean, if autism can apply for one, why can't it apply?
Yeah, I was about to say, if autism can excuse the one, why isn't it not, oh, you know, he just has autism, he didn't know it was inappropriate to bring a minor onto your stream, which you say is 18 plus, and then talk about them, about their grooming and about the porn they were sent, you know? He didn't know this was autism.
For the other, right? I'm not sure that that will ever be anything other than a mystery to me. However, one thing that I do find personally hilarious about all of this is actually the irony in the fact that despite all the commentary that Inla has made bitching about Jar, even Inla at this point will have to admit that Jar is a better person than Chuck in the following clip.
I'm not gonna lie, middle schoolers are worse than Nazis.
I forgot he said that line. Yeah. As a German, I fear I cannot state my opinion on that. I have to leave my comment open.
Schoolers are the most evil, diabolical creatures ever, especially 12-year-olds. Like, I actually banned a guy from my old Discord for being 12.
No comment on that.
You're gone. I don't trust 12-year-olds. I think you're a bad person.
And so with all of that said, there are only two possible interpretations anybody is going to draw. Interpretation one is that Inla is an absolute fucking retard and was just...
I actually hope it's this one. Is this the same man who asked Bern what kind of porn he watched? Yes.
Being a complete idiot all the way through because she got too close to Chuck. Interpretation 2, she intentionally withheld information from the public that other people should have been told and didn't
I really hope it's the first one. I really hope.
Give a fuck. And in either case, it is entirely Inla's fault for anybody drawing either conclusion. And with all of that finally out of the way, as hinted at earlier, Inla and I had a private VC discussing the entirety of this drama, wherein Inla actually takes the L on the entire thing and even apologizes for her inaction. Regardless of where you stand...
At least that's something. Thanks for subscribing, the Lindenauer. Anno actually approached me to ask to come on my stream and talk about all of this. I declined and advised them to go to their parents and professionals. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Like I said before, I completely disapprove of having minors on stream. Especially, like, generally, but especially if it was a victim before, and then putting them, like, in the public eye like that just feels gross. It's just gross.
And on all of this, that is an important thing to note, and thus is why I agreed to put this statement in my video.
I know they had their internet privileges taken away. Yeah, like I said before, I heard from some people that they have an abusive family, which sucks, but at this point it's the best for them.
I understand that I did not handle that entire situation appropriately.
I got back. We have Ja. You missed Ja. You missed Ja.
I shouldn't have just kept it to myself. And I definitely shouldn't have allowed him to stay in the server, at least not be a mod or promote his stuff.
Wow.
My explanations for why I felt the way I did at the time were purely, it's like my explanation is based on the limited knowledge that I had at the time, and also the fact that I didn't know what his intentions were, and I only made assumptions that his intentions were...
Not the gun reference! Pooh, no!
That he didn't know any better. It was all based on that assumption that he essentially was too retarded to know any better.
Yeah, and that's retarded.
And I should have looked at the screenshots. I should have done my due diligence to look at them all deeply. I should have taken responsibility, considering that he was in my server. And that was wrong on my end. And for that, I apologize.
And so, with all of that...
Still sucks very hard, but at least I hope she got that, what she did wrong. That's the best I can give.
Said, as we come towards the end of the video, I would like to show you one last Charles Jones clip.
Just don't make content.
Hopefully he takes own advice. So I'm going to end this video here by thanking the people that made this video possible. So I'd like to thank first Akumu, who did the voice of Chuck and Chuck's mom at one point. There's also Muffin, who did the voice of Inla, Gallagher, who did the voice of me, and of course Jibs, who did the voice of the 12-year-old. But on top of that, we have McMush Trippy, who did the PFP art of both Chuck and Inla, and naturally, I'd like to thank D-Weasel and Yen for doing a lot of the
Yen mentioned. Well, that was something. My brain feels melted. Thank you for that, Pooh.